How's it going, guys? So it's been a while since I've checked on the Boyd's Forest Dragons. I know they've been laying a lot of eggs, and there's a few clutches in here at the moment, so I've just sort of been leaving them be, letting them do what they want to do. But now I've got to decide how many eggs I've got to keep, so I don't want to unresponsibly breed and just have way too many numbers that I can't get rid of. So let's dig up the enclosure today and see how many eggs we can find. So I've got my trusty digging tools here. Let's find some eggs. So I have no idea where they've laid. I'm thinking there's some down the front area here somewhere, but I guess we'll just dig until we find the white gold. Ooh. There we go. They stand out like nothing else as soon as you hit them. So pearly white. So we obviously have a clutch here. Let's see how many we have. So I'll just try and move all this other crap out of the way. And so there's another one there. Like I said, I haven't been checking the Boyds as far as their clutches go for a while, so I don't even know how long these have been in here. There's some more there down below. There's at least 4 here. And so, what I might do, I'll start taking some out. So like pretty much all dragon eggs, you don't want to roll them once they've been laid, because the embryo actually attaches to the top. And if you roll them, then the embryo will drown in its own fluid. So try and keep the same orientation and go from there. So this is a typical clutch size for a female Boyd's. They can have anywhere from 2 to 6 eggs in my experience. There might be the rare occasion they have one more, but this is the typical number I normally get out of my females. And these are nice big plump eggs, and mum's rushing over to investigate. Hey, you being a good mum? They're great animals. So I think that's all for this one, but I know this is definitely not the only clutch that's in here. So let's cover this back up because there's no more in here, and let's keep digging. See, actually the plant roots are starting to come all the way to the front now. They're spreading throughout the soil, which is pretty cool. Taking up all those nutrients. So cover all this back over. There's no more eggs here. And we'll head towards the back. Mama, I'm going to get you out of the way. Come on. So the Boyds often like to lay in the corners of the enclosures, basically because where they assume they can dig the furthest. So that's usually where I start if I'm looking for eggs, if I haven't seen them do it myself. There's quite a few earthworms back here, which is pretty good. Oh, there we go. You see that? Some eggs back here. And I'll move all this. There they are. You see? So there's 3. And oh no, you can't eat those, big boy. Sorry, buddy. I'll feed you after. He's probably after the earthworms that are down there, actually, not the eggs. But no. So this clutch is definitely a bit earlier, I'd say, than the first one we dug up, just by the colour of the eggs, because they've been sort of in that soil for a lot longer, and they've kind of gotten a little bit stained. Ah, it's raining lizards. Come on, get out of here, guys. Come on. Off you go. I'll try and grab some of these out. Here's one. We keep getting our party crashed. Yeah. Oh, looks like there's actually more eggs underneath. Wow. So this one here is actually going bad. If you look down the front here, see it's gone all mouldy and stuff. So that one's obviously infertile. So we'll leave that one out to the side. But if we look, there's actually some more eggs here. So this is a bit bit of a bigger clutch, and it could even be 2 clutches. She might have laid in the same spot, so that's second egg for this one. Third, this one's massive actually, wow. This might be 2 clutches. See the size difference between the eggs? So there was those 2 on the top, that one was underneath, so this could actually be 2 clutches. And then these ones are even newer, so let's see. I think it looks like another moldy egg here. That's 2 moldy ones. Well, it's still quite nice and round and big, so I might still try and incubate it. It could just be from the other one near it. Another egg here. This one looks good as well. It looks the same size as the top ones, which makes sense. This one again looks pretty good. And then this might be the last one, which is also a bit moldy. It's funny, all the moldy ones are kind of in the same spot. This one has a bit of a sunken spot as well, so I'd say that one's probably infertile too. So I'll dig around. I think that's it. Alright, so I believe we have 3 clutches here. So this big one here and probably these other infertile ones were probably the first clutch. They were down the lowest at the back. And then on top of them were these 4 here, which are a bit smaller, but they're all sitting on top and they're about the same size. So I'd say she's, laid in the same spot twice, which is quite interesting. And then of course this little clutch here, which was right at the front, which is nice and pearly white because it's a lot more fresh, is the most recent. So 3 separate clutches, and who knows, there could even be more in here. These guys are absolute egg machines, especially this big beautiful girl right here. So it can be pretty common for infertile eggs to come up for a lot of people. Again, like I said, this is probably the first clutch, and sometimes the first clutch can be a bit how you going, as well as the last clutch of the year, anything like that. So yeah, it's just part of the whole breeding process, and it's something we all deal with. So you'll know if an egg's good or bad after only a couple of weeks or so. Sometimes they'll look like perfectly pearly white when they come out, but after a very quick period of time they'll start to either sink or go moldy like these, and they're infertile. So these big plump beautiful eggs should definitely go full term. This one is so round, he must be ready to hatch pretty soon. So that's very exciting. So to set up these eggs for artificial incubation, all we're going to need is a simple tub like this, and I've just put some small little holes in each side over here just for a bit of ventilation and airflow, and we're going to fill it up simply with some sphagnum moss. So this is just from Bunnings, easy, common to find stuff. Actually hasn't been that common to find lately. There's been some supply issues, hence why I haven't dug up the Boyd's eggs till now. I've been waiting to get some more moss, and then we're simply just going to get some of this, put it in our tub, wet it down. So I like to just soak the moss right down with some cool water, because it naturally absorbs as much water as it can. Let it soak for a second. I just tip out all the excess water. Then I grab all the moss, get water out, and I just squeeze all the excess water out of it as much as you can, and then it's left with a nice sort of fluffy but damp consistency, which will be perfect to incubate our eggs. So after our tub with all our moss is set up, I like to take a little part of that off to the side, spread out the rest of it nice and evenly, and then we can put our eggs down. So I just simply grab the eggs, put them in, press them down, find a little pocket for them to all sit in so they won't easily get turned or rolled. You can put another bit of moss down next to it if you need, just to keep them in place so they don't roll and they can incubate, no worries at all. So what's good about the moss being like this, nice and fluffy, easy to move around. You can position the eggs right where you need them, just like that. Once they're all in place, ready to go, then I simply just add the extra stuff on top, just for a light covering. Again, hold in some of that humidity. They are a rainforest species, so it's going to be very damp and humid in that soil. Then we cover it up, pop it in the incubator at about 19 to 22 degrees is where I like to do it, maybe up to 23, 24. You don't want to go much higher than that because that can result in babies having spinal issues, kink tails, things like that. So keep them cool and they'll do great. So here we have a dragon that I hatched out probably 2 years ago. Oh, his claws hurt. And he's a beautiful little boy, stunning little male dragon. He's off to a new home soon. But these guys are absolute egg machines, like I said. So you've got to be on top of responsibly breeding animals like this, especially because they're an R2 licensed animal. There's not always homes for them available. So that's why I like to dig up the eggs, find them, and only hatch out as many as I need. So it's awesome to see the boys breeding as well as ever again this year. But to be honest, I'm not going to hatch out that many babies this season. I'm a bit burnt out on the boys, and I want to try and breed some more other different things in the future. So if you're really after some, make sure you message my Facebook page and let me know so I can account for how many eggs I'm going to keep. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed a bit of an update on the boys. We'll see you next time you eat. So I'll figure that out as we go on.